Hello everyone and welcome back to week 6 of UDL season 3. This week we are up against Timid Tailwind, coach of the Forsaken City Frogadiers. And they have a very interesting team, so let's get into it. They have Chiyu, Klefki, Toadscruel, Makalola, Noivern, Zora Hisui, Growlithe Hisui, Greninja, Lilligant, Sudowoodo, and Witzel. So right off the bat, this is a Sun team. I see Klefki, I see Lilligant. You might be I see Chiyu, I see Lilligant. And you might be wondering where the Sun's coming from, and I kind of spoiled it. It's coming from Klefki. Klefki, with its Prankster ability, is able to set up Sunny Day. So, this is a Sun team. Toadscruel is also going to be a very interesting threat, 100 base speed. Its ability does prevent it from using its status moves until the very last of the turn, so that is a very good thing to realize when fighting it. Zora Hisui is a wild card. Timid has been using this thing like crazy this season, and it's been getting kills. It actually has a very decent attack stat. Of course, we have the very scary Fire Water Grass core of Chiyu, Greninja, and Lilligant, especially with that Sun making Lilligant twice as fast. And before we get into the team, here's the speed tiers. Noivern's the fastest thing on their team, and can set up Tailwind for them, which is not great. Especially because we have a Prankster user for our Tailwind, and if I'm honest, Tornadus doesn't match up well into Klefki. Klefki always has the option to Terra Dark to make it immune to being affected by Prankster moves. And setting up Tailwind for our side to try and outrun Chiyu, I'm not sure is going to end up going out all too well for us. Azelf here doesn't look like a good bring. Like, just forgetting, like, other Pokemon for a second, Chiyu just absolutely rolls it. Even if I go for max special defense and Terra away from the psychic the dark weakness on Azelf, it still gets O-code by Chiyu. So no Azelf this week, and I'm sure as you could probably tell by my earlier analysis, we're not actually bringing Tornadus this week. Yeah, we're leaving our Prankster user behind because I don't think it's going to provide us much value, especially when we're up against Klefki. But not only that, Zora provides a very interesting back and forth, as we don't know if what we're seeing on the field is actually what it is, if they end up bringing Zora, which I'm pretty sure they will. Eevee doesn't look like a good bring here. It almost never is, but Eevee's Baby Doll Eyes does provide us an interesting way of ruining physical attackers on the opponent's team. But the only physical attackers they have this week are Zora, Muk, and Sudowoodo. So I didn't think it was too worth it to bring Eevee just for that, of course. Azumarill looks like a good bring here. However, it just loses to Makalola, and I needed something to combat Makalola, as I don't have any ground types on my team. So taking on Makalola is a bit of a problem. Also, that's another thing. We're fighting the ever-training with Makalola. I can't believe we haven't mentioned that yet. So this is a very interesting thing. We were also fighting another Lilligant, like we did in week 2. But anyway, I think it's high time we got into the team. Now, as you can see, as I alluded to, we're not bringing Tornadus, but we are bringing Persian, with Persian having a normal gem, Limber, Fake Out Taunt helping him Body Slam, with max HP and absolute max speed. Absolute max speed allows us to outspeed Chiyu, which is going to be very helpful for being able to at least hit it once before we go down. We also have Taunt to prevent Klefki from doing anything, because that's the thing. Klefki is a great support mon, and it'd be 9 untouchable to stop it if I brought Tornadus as my Taunt user, because Tornadus also has Prankster, and Dark types are immune to Prankster effects. So if I brought Tornadus, he'd have, Timid has potentially free Pokemon that are immune to it. Makalola, Chi-Yu. Oh no, 4 technically, because you also have Greninja. And then a potential Terra Dark from Klefki. So that's potential 4 Pokemon that would be immune to what Tornadus would try and status them with. So Tornadus just wasn't worth it. However, Taunt on Persian will allow us to taunt Klefki and prevent it from doing anything. Hopefully. Body Slam is just a decent damage option for if Persian has to do damage. I don't expect it to live, but I did have it have max HP so it can live an Ice Beam from Specs Greninja and a Leaf Storm from Lilligant. Next we have Arcanine with a Lumberry, Terra Steel, Flash Fire, Flare Blitz, Snarl, Extreme Speed Protect, with this funky looking EV spread for 244 HP, 44 attack, 120 special defense, and 100 speed with a plus speed nature. This allows us to barely outrun Zora Hisui, which will tell us if Zorua is disguised as any of these, that there's a good, well, not mainly all of these, but like, if we outrun Chi-Yu, if we outrun Greninja, there's a good chance, if we outrun Noivern, there's a good chance that it's Zora. Going back to it, no Head Smash this week. Head Smash does do a lot of damage, and don't get me wrong, but we're running Flash Fire this week, and taking 50% of recoil damage from a move that'll probably Oko something, that's only 80% accurate. I don't think it's worth it with the high firepower that Timid has. Now, of course, Flash Fire isn't too useful. It just blocks Chi-Yu, who would probably only want to go for a Dark Pulse against Arcanine anyway. But it does deter it, because Chi-Yu could run Heat Wave. And if they do run Heat Wave, Arcanine's partner Pokemon's in danger. So by bringing Flash Fire, we can deter it from going for Heat Wave without powering up our Flare Blitz. Next up we have Electrode with a Focus Sash, Soundproof, Thunder Wave, Thunderbolt, Explosion, Protect, 180 Speed, Max Special Attack, and 76 Special Defense. 180 speed for 193 allows us to outspeed Max Speed Noivern. And Max Speed Greninja, of course. That will allow us to potentially Thunder Wave it, or Thunderbolt it, or whatever. Right, we want to cripple. Electrode's job here is to cripple. And once it goes down to Focus Sash, its job is to go boom. Now, Electrode only has 50 attack, but because Electrode's special attack is only 80, I find that Explosion during my calcs was doing maybe like 2% less than Thunderbolt to a single target, and Explosion allows us to hit 2 targets. So I'd say using Explosion when Electrode's at Focus Sash is worth it more than going for a single Thunderbolt at that range. However, we do have Thunderbolt for if we're up with a Pokemon that can't Protect. We also have Protect on Electro because this game, I think, will be decided by Terra types. Who Terra's what to do what, I think. Because I could take down Chi-Yu no problem, I think, with Goodra or Arcanine or even Florges. It's just what they Terra will decide how the game goes, and the same thing on my end. So I kind of want to play it slightly safer, with having the option to go a little slower to bait out what they want to do. Terra Normal is so we can get a little bit of extra damage on Explosion if I don't plan on Terraing anything else that game, but I doubt I will. And of course, Soundproof is to make us immune to Noivern's Boom Burst. Next up we have Terra Water Assault Vest Goodra with Draco Meteor, Terra Blast, Thunderbolt, and Flamethrower with max special defense, 204 HP, 44 special attack, and 4 speed. The 4 speed is that I didn't really have anywhere else to put that EV. Max special defense allows us to absolutely eat hits from Chi-Yu, Greninja, and Lilligant. And to a lesser extent, Noivern as well, but Noivern is a dragon type, so that's a little frightening. I'm expecting Chi-Yu to either be Terra Fairy or Terra Ice. It could also be Terra Water for Arcanine. But we have Thunderbolt here for Greninja, for, of course, Terra Water Chi-Yu, Flamethrower for Lilligant. We're having our Goodra just be a very, like, wide range of hitter, and its whole moveset allows it for that, plus its special defense bulk. The only problem is it can't really hurt Muk. I mean, it can hurt Muk, but Muk hurts pretty bad in return. Because we're not doing any defense investment this time. And Muk's knockoff, I think, does like 60% to Goodra. Next up, we have Florges. Terra Dark, Leftovers, Flower Veil, Moonblast, Energy Ball, Pollen Puff Protect with max HP, max special defense. Goodra will be usually on the field with Florges, and Florges will be Goodra's support, keeping it alive, as well as providing some decent damage with Moonblast and Pollen Puff into stuff like Greninja, Lilligant, Chi-Yu. Once again, we have... So, Florges, despite having the better special defense, is actually, I'd say, less bulky than Goodra in terms of base stats. But because we went for max HP, I think we're slightly bulkier than Goodra. Energy Ball is just here for the potential Terra Water on Chi-Yu. Because Moonblast does more damage to Greninja anyway. Though, of course, they could use a... Greninja has Protean, right? So they could always Protean into a Water-type move. However, for the most part, when I've seen them use Greninja, it's mostly Icy Wind support. And since we're not trying to be faster than them, I think we'll be fine on that front. And then lastly, we have Muk with Black Sludge, Knockoff, Body Slam, Poison Jab, Ice Punch, Max Attack, Max HP. Why do I have Body Slam on this thing? Well, it's simply, if it comes down to Muk v Muk, Body Slam beats their Muk. It could do Terra Blast, Terra Ground. However, that just means I'm not using like Florges, Goodra, like Arcanine, Goodra, and Florges are going to be my main Terra targets. So saving Terra Ground from Muk, I don't think is too worth it. Especially because Muk is Pricer immune, so we have that going for it. Which will allow it to have some utility on that front. Anyway, I thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the match. Peace. Okay, here we are for game 1. We see no Noivern. So, that's good to see. No Hisuian Zora. So, I think for the first turn, I want to lead Persian and Electrode. Then have Arcanine and Goodra in the back. That's what I'm going to do for game 1. So no Hisuian Zora, which is interesting because they've pretty much brought Hisuian Zora all season. Chi-Yu, that makes sense. Everything else makes sense. The Growlithe is interesting, right? Because it's obvious that they brought it for Intimidate. So we're gonna Thunder Wave Klefki to make it a little harder to use. Greninja's probably gonna Ice Beam us. He's gotta be the Paralyze, perfect. Thunderbolt to kill Greninja. Chi-Yu comes in now. We're gonna taunt this and Thunder Wave. Okay, we landed on the Chi-Yu. Yeah, that does no damage. Okay, Electrode goes down. That's fine. Ooh, I almost felt the Terra Water Terra Blast there. Okay, Muckalola is the last. Does good damage. Drain Punch, that makes sense. We put ourselves in a bad spot here, actually. Drain Punch. This should kill? Oh, it doesn't. Oof. Oh, I lost this, yeah. Ooh, okay, not yet. Oh, wait, not yet, it's over. Okay. Note to self. Draco Meteor doesn't kill that. That's probably AV. Okay, so that Muk's most definitely Assault Vest. Well, that's annoying. Well, that crit was very helpful. I think we outlast Klefki here, honestly. Oh, Fairy. Right, now I no longer resist Terra Blast. This has been a very weird game. Okay, going into game 2, what did we learn? We learned that we are incredibly lucky. I kind of do want to lead Persian again. If they lead Muk, what do I do? I need Muk in the back for Vermuk. So do I leave Arcanine behind? No. I feel like I lead Arcanine this time and leave Electrode behind. Actually, no. The Thunder Wave was too good. Do I leave Persian behind? I think I leave Persian behind. They're gonna use a ground move into me. I can't paralyze that. I'm gonna protect. Earth power, protect. No, it doesn't have protect. Good damage into Klefki. Paralyze, perfect. Spore. Mycelium Mite for Spore, that's right. Okay. How much does Thunderbolt do? 32%? So we can get rid of Klefki here, and I'm gonna eat Sleep Turns. Damn, okay. Okay. This is not looking good, but I think it's salvageable. They're gonna Thunder Wave into the Gudra slot. Oh no, they go for the Earth Power. Interesting. Okay. This thing does have Protect, but I think... Okay, perfect. Perfect. Klefki comes back out. We're gonna Extreme Speed it. And Terra Water Blast into Chi-Yu. Extreme Speed has more priority than anything Klefki has, so... Ooh, Terra Water of his own. Interesting, okay. Well, we have Thunderbolt on it. Last is Muk, okay. So, it's Terra Water on the... Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's frustrating. That is absolutely frustrating. Probably protects you, right? I'm gonna make a read. I'm gonna switch Muk in. Oh, no protect. That banded? That feels... I thought it was AV, but that might be banded. Okay, Muk doesn't do any good for me here. I mean, it probably protects. Oh, no. Okay. GG. Okay. Okay. So, Electrode's key here. Electrode is absolutely key here. I need a better way of dealing with Chi-Yu on the opening. Do I bring Persian again? Muk didn't do anything. Floor just doesn't do anything. I feel like I go back to bringing these four. The problem is I have no real answer for Muk. Maybe I should have brought Head Smash on Arcanine, but I don't know. Klefki comes in. That protected turn 1, right? No. That's gotta have... did we reveal the item? No, that's gotta be Covert Cloak. Makalola comes in. That's gonna Gleam, and you're gonna Drain Punch. You go for... You could get Arcanine in now. You can Explode and Protect with Arcanine. That does nothing. That's a very bulky... I appear to have miscalculated. Does decent damage. Nah, it doesn't kill. Arcanine goes down here. Oh no, it goes into... Bro! Well, that's just... not good. Well, that's just unfortunate. Yeah, it's over. What could I have done differently? I probably should have led Arcanine more. I should have led Arcanine game... I should have led Arcanine with, Electrode instead of Persian. But Persian, I don't... Mm. So, before we finish off, I'm trying to think what I could have done differently. Well, first off, not get crit in that last game. That was unfortunate. But I would have lost game 1 if it wasn't for the crit. So it's fair on both sides because I got a crit game 1 and they got a crit game 3. But when thinking about what I should have done differently, I think all of the sets were right, except I shouldn't have gone boom with Electrode. I was expecting it to do a lot more damage into Muk than it did. It took practically no damage, which was very unfortunate. Thunderbolt would have done more. In pretty much all my calcs, I had Explosion doing more damage to Muckalola than Thunderbolt. But I guess 1, the Reflect was up, and 2, they probably EV'd their Muk differently than I was expecting them to. Body Press probably would have been a good set here. It was a very slow game on both sides, so I probably could have gotten Goodra up on Body Presses. But I don't know. What else would have been done differently? Persian, I think, was a good call. No Tornadus, I think, was a good call. But I don't know. I needed something for Muk, but unfortunately my team doesn't have anything for Muk except going for Terra Blast on something. And that's not a bad idea, but the problem is I'm weak to Greninja and the Toedscruel. So I don't know. I think I had the right ideas, except for that choice to go boom. I guess I'll wait for Lime and Smeargle's podcast to see what they have their thoughts on it were. But anyway, I thank y'all for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.